Oh, yeah, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very amazing episode of Grafana Campfire Community Call, which is the holiday special season. Today, we're gonna talk about, or today, we're not gonna talk about something new, but something what we are already have seen, or you have seen. S- Sorry, why my audio is echoing?
Oh, I don't know. I don't hear the echo. Yeah. Well, we decided today we were going to do a kind of Christmas Carol, Dickens Christmas Carol theme here. So we're going to look. We're going to be visited by three ghosts. We're going to be visited by the ghost of Christmas past, where we look at what's happened in Grafana this year that we're excited about. We're going to look at the ghost of Christmas present, what's happening right now, and what's imminent, and then of course the ghost of Christmas future. And then by the end of it, Carl, you can be Scrooge. But by the end of it, you've got to be nice.
Okay. So
So,
Yeah.
what does it mean? Like, yeah, I have no clue about this story, to be honest.
oh
I'm
really?
just gonna be
Yeah.
nice to people at the end.
Well, at the beginning, you're not very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
And
think
then I'm
Um,
so.
nice.
Carl is always being nice, and he he
yeah.
he he always, I think, been I think two times the host also in emergency cases as well. So we can
Yeah.
leave Carl, but yeah,
Usman, in real life, he's nice, but in this, he's got to be bad at the beginning. Otherwise, there's no change and there's no
Oh,
story and
actor.
redemption at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
So it's got to be.
Scrooge's motivation in the beginning? He just wants
It's
to keep
just
his
all
job.
about money.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. He won't give Bob Cratchit any coal for the fire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't help the charity people when they come round. Just says bar humbug to them, which is, I think, rude.
That's rude.
So,
Oh,
Carl, if you could be
right.
grumpy.
People did use coal in their houses in London a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until not
Sounds
long
about
ago, I
right.
grew up. And also, coal is what you get. Like that, coal is what naughty children get for Christmas. You get in your stocking instead of like something good like a PS5. You get a piece of coal, which is not as good.
Yeah, it's dirty.
It's dirty, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, Well, that's it. I want to know, like, what was the thing that happened in Grafana for the Ghost of Christmas Past? The thing that happened that was so exciting this year.
So you want me to start?
Why not?
Okay. Okay.
But be
So,
grumpy, please.
um, so if I'm gonna start by being grumpy, I would say that it took us 10 years to mess around with dashboard JSON to finally create a schema, and this is kind of bad, like really unprofessional. And about a year ago, we started creating a schema for dashboard JSON, and we're about to launch it, right? And this is massive, actually. The amount of integrations and automation we can do now with dashboard JSON is it's going to be phenomenal. And we're soon about to hit version 2 as well, which means like going forward, everything is going to be possible to migrate back and forward. And there's so many good things about the schema for dashboard JSON. And like initially it's fine, right? Like when we started off Grafana, it was just get things out there. We didn't even have a backend. There was just like a front end. At that time, creating a schema would have slowed us down, but we should probably have done this 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But here we are, and now it's a big thing. So those are typically the things that get me excited these days, like the platform things that enables other things to be built on top of Grafana. Yeah, yeah.
And people do, don't they? There's like a whole ecosystem of stuff that gets built. And
I mean,
some
yeah.
amazing things.
The community finds very weird ways of using Grafana, weird and exciting and awesome. So making that easier makes me happy. More
Good.
graphs.
Yeah, you love graphs.
I think that's it for me. Do you want to go next, Matt?
Yeah, I think was the drill down apps this year. I think they developed a lot. It's Christmas past anyway.
We did GA all of them at last GrafanaCON. That was a big one. So
yeah.
maybe that counts.
Yeah, it counts. For the argument's sake, let's say it counts. Yeah, I think I love it because for me it's all about like getting value from the telemetry and how do you do that? Like how do we make that available to more and more people? drill down apps were a massive step in that direction, I think, because you suddenly don't have to write the queries. The app just writes it for you. Now, it was a bit of a bar humbug for the Loki team and for the Mimir teams and stuff, because the UIs suddenly start to DDoS the databases, and they were like really hammering them in interesting new ways. But the database teams like just rolled with it. They did work to actually I don't even know what they did, but I know that what they did made it much faster, and they also stopped complaining as much, which is fine. So
I mean, and then you unleash the assistant on them. So
yeah, so then the assistant, and we have the assistant investigations, which is the thing that swarms over the telemetry. We have lots of agents running concurrently, and yeah, they are also like they're getting a bit spammy as well. But I tell you, yeah, it's we're really big fans of our databases. We use them a lot.
I think something fancy with the drill downs app was also that our databases finally gets a UI to some extent. Like before, there have been just backends, and you kind of have the Grafana Explorer being the only UI, but these are more catered experience to our databases, and that makes it easier to demonstrate the value of them. I really like that part of it.
Yeah, and the design team and the engineers and everyone, all the product people involved, like they really think about what it is you're trying to do and the problems you're trying to solve. So you also get this sort of opinionated experience as well. So if you're, that's what I mean, that's why I like it. If you're new to Grafana and you don't really know what you even should be looking for, having this, the data presented to you in an opinionated way with a UI that you can use to then drill into it, that's I think a great step forward. And the teams did such a fantastic job, and I know that the drill down apps are very popular. I don't know if we talk about the numbers, but I was very impressed by their numbers when I heard them.
Yeah, I
David?
think.
Oh, sorry, Usman.
David.
yeah, I've been thinking a bit about like what was really good. Because a lot is what others don't see, right? So like we had a huge department sort of work done around changing the internal architecture, and that needed like tons of people working together, and to like make it easier to run Grafana for ourselves also, and like keeping up with scale and new users joining all the time. And so that was like seeing this come together and now finally really hitting its stride. Like that, I think that was quite amazing. But that's nothing. If we do this job well, then others won't see anything, right? Like that's usually that's the annoying part. But also one of the things that came out of this was a sort of a more clear, like the schema architecture that Carl also talked about, and version APIs, and that sort of feeds into the 𝙃𝙤𝙨 story, so that now you can really have dashboards maintained sort of in your Git repository. I thought that was really cool. And so we announced this at GrafanaCON, and also been wanting to work on this for years. We had internal hackathons to present ideas around this, and then so finally now this already works on-prem, and we're currently working to make this work on cloud as well. So I think that's really been my highlight to see this come together.
Yeah, the all of the as code stuff I think is very exciting, especially because now with Cursor and other like Claude Code, Claude Desktop, other AI assisted IDEs, interacting with code like that suddenly is very valuable if you can have your infra stuff and your observability stuff all in GitHub. And I think like even asking it, what am I missing? Ask Cursor like, what am I missing from that I should be monitoring that I'm not, or what's best practice for this? Like you can do a lot of discovery like that. Of course, the Grafana Assistant is built for things like that, and you can use MCP Server and there's actually a Cursor integration as well, direct one, and we're going to be adding more of those. So you can even do tasks like that with Assistant of like really up leveling things and learning discovery. So if you've got a new code base or if you're migrating or something, I think these AIs being able to interact with code like that is very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's we also did a bit of a department-wide directive to essentially, like, if you think you should be tweaking some of the UI a bit more to make it slightly more usable, first you should think, like, is the underlying representation good for it to be worked as code, right? Like, because that's for us just getting more and more important, even that the assistant can work with this, or that you can represent this sort of in Terraform or something. Because yeah, like the some of our biggest customers, like, to them is vital infrastructure now, right? And so they need to be able to maintain this all properly, and so that's becoming more and more important.
Yes, of course, because it's GitHub and Git, you've got also like pull requests and stuff. You've got all the tools that we use for reviewing and all the collaboration like that you get. So it's again, yeah, you're right. For if you really have to be careful about what you do, and at some point you do have to start being careful, unfortunately. Then you're right. That those processes really help, don't they?
How about you, Matt? How did you curate your best of the past?
Well, the first thing I did was I did ask ChatGPT to summarize all the stuff, because there's no way to keep track of it all. Every time I look in a different bit of Slack, of our company Slack, there's just loads of innovation happening and loads of new things. I don't know how anyone keeps track of it all, but ChatGPT did quite a good job for me and just said drill down apps, and I was like, yeah, I worked on that, so I'll choose that. So I still selected from it, but it did the work for me, and that's, I think, how you should use AI. Use AI to level yourself up.
And any highlights?
Well, drill down apps, big one for me. I think, the Grafana assistant, we've talked about it as well. I'll probably talk about it a bit more, because there's a lot coming in the future, which is very kind of exciting with that.
Saving that for the future, I guess. Yeah.
I can also share some light. So for me, I think like all of you actually shared the features which I also wanted to talk about. But while we are releasing a lot of new features, one thing which I see a lot of improvement is also in the documentation. Our documentation this year has improved. A good part also done on the documentation improvement by the dev advocacy team and also by the Big Tent OSS team as well. So if you now check our plugins, data sources and plugins documentation, it is much better. The other fact which I really also love in terms of features is actually the combination of drill down and MCP server, because with the help of drill down, obviously it's more simplified. Like as a new user, you have all the data, but with the MCP integration, you can get that data in a more contextual way. Then there is Grafana Assistant if you want to get more detailed report generated for your environment. So yeah, that's pretty much the main highlight for me.
Yeah, I think that the drill down app's also because the assistant knows how to build the URLs, basically deep link. Because drill down apps, as you drill down there, you just updates the URL and applies different filters. That's really what's happening as you go, and selecting different views. So we taught the assistant about all the way to build all those URLs, and that's why it can just jump you straight in, not to the right app, but right into the view that you need to look at something that you're talking about. So yeah, that as a way of finding logs and finding metrics that matter to your particular context, the thing that you're focused on. Yeah, again, I think it's good. It's good. Works.
Yeah, and I also for me as a user, I mean logs and metrics, they are very traditional, because in your application you will always found these two things, but then come part of the traces, and traces are tricky. Like they are important, but it is very hard to write like a traceQL. And with this drill down, the tracing actually got super simplified. You don't need to memorize all those traceQL, what should be the syntax and how it should work. It gives you on the fly, and you can get at least the basic idea of this, like a water flow model of traces of the spans. So that's a very big win for me, actually.
Yeah, I think same for profiles as well, because you're right. Metrics and logs people have more experience with. Profiles are extremely powerful when you really have to get into what's going on. And if you're really trying to optimize things, we work with Brian Borum. He's a big name in the Go community. He's very into optimizing. He calls himself the debugger of last resort. And So he's like, he needs to get right in there with the details. And so he knows how to do all that with profiles. But if you don't, the drill down apps and profiles is very nice. There's also like the flame graph explainer, which again uses LLMs to take the data and actually summarize it for you in natural language and let you ask questions about it. That's extremely powerful because flame graphs, I think, once you learn how to use them, like they're great and they're kind of nice and they're a good visualization. But to actually understand what does this really mean, where is the problem still within that, and then have.
So it's a bit Brian as a service then, I'm guessing. Like if you.
Yeah, I don't think Brian's a fan of AI, but that's because it's probably not as good as him yet. But it's as as good as lots of us already. So that's why we're using it. But I think it might be a few more frontier models needed before we get to Brian's level of intelligence. Maybe it's that.
Which is still very good, right? Like the fact that it's not at his level doesn't mean it's not useful. It's far away from it. If you get to connect halfway there, then that's very useful for a lot of people, including me.
Yeah, but I think that is a thing. Like I think a lot of people that are really experienced, they'll give it a high level prompt to say Cursor or one of the IDEs that are LLM powered, and it just doesn't do a good enough job on it. You know, they would have done a much better job themselves. But the point is, you prompt it. It's you prompting it. You're deciding its behaviour, and so if you provide more context, like I find I'm still doing the engineering. I'm just not writing the code. But like I asked it to put a retry in for a network connection, and it just put it in line. And I was like, maybe. If that was the only one I was doing in this project, maybe I would do that. But actually, I want this as a class. I want to be able to reuse this. So let's pull it out. And I just explained how I wanted it to do it. And then they then follow your bidding and do the heavy lifting for you. And then
Did you give us context that you are Matt Ryer and please code like Matt Ryer? Or?
Genuinely, you can say that, yeah. Because the thing is, obviously, it's trained on like the internet. One of the reasons we think it's so good in the context of Grafana Labs observability is because so much of our stuff is open source. All the community have created all this content out there. All the dashboards and everything that these LLMs have seen in their training gives it this sort of superpower. And I think because I talk a lot about code format and stuff, in Go in particular, I do actually say that sometimes, like in this particular style. Or something like that, which is it's weird. That is weird, but it's weird that it works. Did you know about the Grafana Cloud Knowledge Graph, the asserts knowledge graph that came in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me more.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. So it kind of like understands. It's not just dealing with individual telemetry, but it understands the like topology of the system automatically, and gives you this knowledge graph, which you can then use to enhance things, RCA tasks and things like this, root cause analysis or contributing factors, whatever. I thought that was also kind of fantastic, and I think it's also helped the assistant be able to, like, the assistant is so much smarter when you have the cloud knowledge graph enabled. It's one of the assistant will. This is going to be about the assistant if I don't shut up. So maybe someone else wants to talk about it, and I'll save it for the Ghost of Christmas Future. Usman, have you ever seen a ghost? Have you seen a real ghost?
Oh, thank God, not really, but maybe in my dreams, yes, many times.
Okay, dreams about ghosts, Carl?
No, not. I do not believe in ghosts.
But I do believe in ghosts. I think there is some energy, something.
But you've not seen it yet.
Thank God, no. Or should we see?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever dreamed of a ghost. I think it's always people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people are more scary, in my opinion, because they can be real. Like I know ghosts is real, so like that shouldn't scare me.
This sounds like a Swedish crime novel.
Yes. I'll read that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So what about things going on right now? What are we most excited about right now? You want to talk about that, David? the Christmas. Is that the Ghost of Christmas? Right. What
Yeah,
do you call
Ghost
it?
of Christmas Present.
Present. Yeah.
Yeah. Carl, you need to watch.
So in the
you need to watch
film,
it. Or read it.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
go
say
on.
in the film, like what does the now person bring, or the present person?
Present, yeah, it's
do,
about.
do they have some attitude?
I think he starts off, he's really massive, and he says, "Come and know me better, man." And I don't know what that means. Like, well, come in and get to know me. Just say that. But he's massive. Like, he can't fit in the room.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like, he's like, and he's like, "Oh no, I've got the wrong aspect ratio setting on something." Presses a button, I don't know. And anyway, goes normal sized. I think he's all about like, the Christmas present, like all generosity, the now, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
he has got a big beard, so it's appropriate that you go first, David.
Yeah, because my beard kind of blends into my jumper. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
that
had
works.
grown your beard out.
Yeah, no, that's just peppered. What am I most excited? Well, so we recently had a hackathon, and usually I'm sort of judging on those, but I skipped and then tried to do some like coding with cursor and all that stuff, and like I was amazed. So I think that's really something I'm excited about. How even as a manager who hasn't coded on Grafana for years, it is now possible to contribute, which probably also makes some people scared because then it's but I also, for me, it's exciting to see how the barrier to contribute PRs is sort of lowered again, because I feel like it was harder in the recent years to contribute because the code base just ballooned massively, and we're shipping so many features that you just have multiple code paths, feature flags, and even sort of working through that in AI tooling was also not trivial, but it made it possible for me to get like a feature going in a couple of days. But I think it took a couple of days because I had to sort of install Yarn and all this. But once that was going,
A couple of days.
I was off to the races. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we're investing a lot now in making the developer experience better. And I'm not sure if the tilt setup is fully public now, but it's getting really good. Yeah.
So what did you build?
What do you want to say? So something I've been always pitching to sort of people who don't have hackathon ideas, but it turns out there's a lot of people with hackathon ideas, so no one picked up my idea. So it's a little performance tracker for dashboards. So when you run queries or like on your dashboards, it'll show you little performance metrics. So similar like in gaming UIs where you see like the frames per second, and it shows this to you for like how much time it took to render, how much time was spent in querying the data source, and then how much time was spent in transformations, because that's another layer where some time can be spent. Because sometimes we have people come to us and say like, "Oh, Grafana is so slow," but then there it's quite easy to tell. No, it's your other data source there that was kind of causing the delay. And I think that also makes it then really easy for you to go and really sort of performance tune your dashboard, and you can see, for example, if all of these queries here are taking more than a minute, and maybe I should have a recording rule or something like this. So I think, and that's maybe the part where I still need to add this to the documentation. But like Cursor did a great job also to write a bunch of docs. In fact, I'm a bit scared because I think what I just described is 700 lines of code, which is it's a lot. So I think in my old days, I probably would have done this in hopefully half the lines of code, but it's getting you a good amount of coverage, of tests as well. So I'm quite happy, and it found a bunch of things around making it safer with RxJS, which is a library I just haven't played with before, and just sort of working through some issues there with Cursor together, like really made this all quite accessible for a manager like myself.
I'd love to see that feature. I also wanted that. If you give the format, I might be able to spit out the backend latencies for like queries, database queries, and so on as well. That seems interesting.
Yeah, that's such a cool idea. But I think this is what the AI does. It does unlock a lot of this stuff. David, with rules, like you can set up rules in the project which are kind of either
Yeah.
they apply sometimes or they always apply. And there's different ways to do it with the agents file or Claude. That's a Claude MD file. And there's a few others. That's a kind of great way to tell it nuances and particular things about a code base, so that it just knows more things than when you ask it for stuff. But I do find even just discovery, just asking a question of like, how is this implemented? And it'll go and search the code base. You know, I use Cursor, that has an amazing code index that it maintains, a vector search. So it's semantic, basically. So you don't have to get the language exactly right. You can just say, well, you know, this loader, where the loader that spins the other way, where's that one? You say it like that, and it will go and find it and tells you where it's used. And yeah, so I found the discovery use cases kind of great as well.
I've also just posted my PR here in the comments. So if anyone wants to,
It's public.
it's of course it's public. It's Grafana, so you can have a look and critique it here as like with the community.
So it's pull request 114921. Actually, that was an access code I just got text. That's a coincidence. It's exactly the same code. It's a Christmas miracle.
It is a miracle.
Now, speaking of Christmas present, can we talk about adaptive telemetry? Is that suitable for this call, or is it cloud only?
Can be. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not Grafana community.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, give it 30 seconds. Go on.
Well, it's absolutely crazy. For some reason, like we've decided we're gonna look at all the stuff you're not using and then get rid of it, and then you don't pay for it, and we lose loads of money. But that's in the spirit, seriously, like of Christmas present and generosity. You know, I think that was a kind of nice move. But why is it when adaptive telemetry costs the company millions of dollars, it's fine, but when I do it, I've got to have a meeting? I mean, think about adaptive telemetry.
We're not technically losing the money. We're just not getting as much as
getting the money.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, yeah. Is that
We're,
how you sleep?
we're helping. Yeah, we're helping our customers save money, right? So aligning their value with our value.
That's it, exactly. It's a feature that really helps cost management and stuff. This is what I like. Exactly, I like that about Grafana Labs. But the thing is, like, when they have an incident, it's like, oh no, quick, we're making millions of dollars. Declare an incident, wake people up. We're making loads more money because adaptive telemetry has stopped working. Is the joke. But yeah, adaptive telemetry, I want to call that out as a sort of cool thing that the company does.
Yeah.
So we should fund the. Sorry, go ahead, Carl.
No.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we should.
Old-fashioned polite off.
We should fund the IRM team more to declare more and to make it easier to declare more incidents.
We need to go
With the
further than
company.
that because we did a demo of someone was doing a demo of Assistant, and they were like out at a dinner or something, and then that company had a big DDoS attack or something, some outage, and they were demoing Assistant, and they just asked Assistant in their stack what's going on, and it just went and searched the telemetry and found the signals and basically solved the problem. And they were like, okay, yeah, that's great. So I do think we should fund a new department which attacks customers when we're doing the demo, so that we can get that experience every time, because it sells itself.
It will be like a
Christmas is
live
also about selling.
live selling or live experience of selling, how it works.
Yeah.
So you mean
Well, that's my
investing
next
in
topic.
Bitcoin and then losing the Bitcoin somewhere?
Using the
along way?
Bitcoin to fund
Somewhere.
the DDoS. Yeah.
Which
That's my next hackathon.
which spirit are you embodying here right now, Matt? That does this?
Christmas present is the generosity one, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, present as in all right now as well. It works because they're do the DDoS attack right now while they're doing the demo. So I think it fits the theme. I think.
Potentially.
Yeah. It's going well, I think, the Dickens thing, even though Carl's never heard of it. Usman, have you
Yeah.
heard of it?
I don't
No.
know. Like we watch other things on Christmas here, I guess.
Right, but it's like one of the classic books. It was a book originally.
I mean,
I think so.
I think I heard the name. I just don't know the story.
Yeah.
I've probably
Same
seen
here.
it once. I've heard the name Scrooge, but I don't know what it kind of means or
Yeah.
what it does.
Have you not seen Scrooge McDuck? from the
Oh,
DuckTales.
yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's so stingy with money. That's why he's called Scrooge.
Yes. Now I remember. Yeah. Actually,
Cool.
I was about to ask like a fun question here, like because it's a Christmas theme anyway. So, like, what is your favorite Christmas movie which you like when you have like these holidays? What you always like to watch? Who wants to go first?
That's a great question. Carl, do you even watch Christmas films at all?
Oh
Do you
yeah,
watch other
absolutely.
things?
Um, I don't think I have one, but the movie that I watch most right now is probably Christmas Chronicle, which is one of those kids movies. The kids love it, and it's bearable to watch with the kids. So that's the one I watch the most right now.
Oh, nice. I don't think
yeah.
I've seen it.
It's
Is he runs a newspaper? Is it the Christmas Chronicle? And it's like, we've got to get the final paper out on Christmas Eve. Is it that kind of thing?
I actually don't know the story that well.
Right.
I'm not sure I pay attention to it that much.
Right. You're on your laptop while the kids are
Yeah,
watching.
exactly. Kind of.
family
Yeah,
time.
embarrassingly enough. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think I just have to wait for the kids to be old enough to watch Die Hard, because then I think that'd be really cool for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I
about
think there's
you,
a
Matt?
lot of people who argue that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, saying like people should all accept it, and I don't think anyone disagree with that take. It's just like the people arguing it's a Christmas movie and no opponent.
Right.
Actually, like Die Hard is I think Die Hard 4 or 5. I forgot where the one is the which takes during the Christmas season, and similarly, one of the Rocky series is also during the Christmas season. So, like these are the two movies which like are in the Christmas theme, but maybe not qualify as a Christmas, but people still like to watch it during those seasons. So yeah, it's like a small gray area. Like you want to watch some Christmas movie, but then you're actually watching what you really like.
Yeah. It's an excuse. It's like it's an action film in a Christmas envelope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you another one that's like that is Gremlins. And that is like basically a horror film, it turns out. But I don't know if they made it for kids originally, but it's way too scary for kids. But it's set at Christmas time, and there's this cute little gremlin called Gizmo, and it's fine until you get him wet. And then, I won't spoil it, but it gets bad. But that's technically, must be a Christmas film. But I think my number one would have to be Home Alone.
Oh, yes.
As a kid, I loved the idea of setting all those traps for my dad. Swinging paint down, nail on the step, tar on it, electric, the door handles, electrified.
Electrocute every door handle. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for
watched
me-
that. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was saying like for me, Home Alone 1 and 2 are the best, and I also like to watch. There's one also like called Problem Child. It is a very funny movie. Like I don't know if anyone have seen it. Like it's
I
not
think
a
I have in the
Christmas
past.
movie. Yeah, but it has its own taste, and it is very similar for kids. Like how they can be fun and problematic, but enjoyable as well.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I think I remember as a kid watching that. But yeah, I might watch it again.
Cool.
It's time for the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're visited by a third ghost. This one, in a lot of I think in the story and in a lot of the adaptations to film and Muppets, this one is like a death. Looks like death. It's got like a hood. It's got a scythe sometimes. I think inside is just a skeleton. I don't know. So it's a bit grim, that one, because Scrooge doesn't have a good future, Carl, and this is where you're supposed to learn your lesson. But this, in the analogy, in this, it's just what's the thing in the future that you're most excited about that we're going to do next year? The Ghost of Christmas Future. What do you reckon?
For me, this might not make a lot of people excited, but I think it's going to be important for the Grafana project, and that is nailing our new RBAC system so that we can set up permission in a good way for larger installations. So platform observability platform teams and platform teams can start gating the rollouts to enable like certain permission to certain teams and so on. And we have some capabilities there, and we want to massively improve it next year. And again, like, this is probably not what gets a lot of people excited, but it's those things right now that makes me happy. Where Grafana is not just like a playful tool, but can be used in very large companies and with control from a centralized team. That completely ticks it for me right now.
Yeah, and they're hard to do those projects. You know, I tend to work
right.
on. Yeah, right. Go on.
I mean, it's you need to have very strong opinions, and you need to get a lot of teams, at least at Grafana Labs, where we have so many teams running very fast in certain different direction, and they all need to align on like a permission model, and that can't be a discussion. It has to be like, this is how it's done, and people are gonna scream at you and say, no, we don't want to do it that way. We want to do it this way, and like, no. So I think that's going to be a lot of these conversations and decisions in the next year, and some frustration, but at the end we're all going to be happy, and we can all move faster and enable teams to operate Grafana better.
Yeah, good luck with that. It sounds like a big old challenge.
Yeah.
I can go next.
Oh, sorry, Usman. Keep doing that.
Yeah. So one thing which I am really looking forward for the next year is a project called Grafana Pathfinder. So it is already released recently, but it's like a feature flag. But it will really help, especially the new users, for onboarding and creating like a tutorial experience within Grafana. So already a lot of work is happening in the background. And we actually launched it at ObsCON this year in London, and it was pretty big hit, especially by the audience. And because the challenge right now we get is that, yes, we are releasing some amazing features, but people need to get onboarded quickly. And with this Pathfinder thing, I think it becomes much more faster. So that is something really cool. And one other thing which is also happening behind the scenes is like we are continuously improving our data sources documentation. So not only we are just like not just updating, but if improving how the users can connect successfully. So that is like seems small, but it is a big challenge as well. So because if you do not connect your source with Grafana, then you are stuck, right? And also we are creating these some learning journeys, which is very interactive, very fun, and it gives you that that experience. Like, hey, I have my machine, my own data. How can I use XYZ different kind of data sources to ship my metrics, logs, or traces to Grafana? So that is something also very useful, and I think next year it will become more bigger in terms of like a knowledge library. Yeah.
Yeah, that is very cool. I think like taking on a guided tour of the tools and telemetry and things you need to know about, and because the tools are so powerful and they're packed with advanced features, that can sometimes be overwhelming. So just being able to be told like, yeah, these are the bits you need to care about first to get going. Yeah, and I think Pathfinder is a great way to kind of up level and get on board. So yeah, if you're new.
Yeah, I mean, imagine using Pathfinder and Grafana assistance together. Like it's like a super combination of getting almost everything done for the user. So that is something will be really exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited that there's a lot of assistant integrations throughout Grafana that are just fantastic, and people add complete new features just by adding a button that has a particular prompt and attaches particular context, and then the assistant kind of does the work. But they're building, they kind of think up entirely new features that we haven't even thought about on the assistant team. And so yeah, I think that more of that I think is going to be exciting for those that choose to be AI assisted.
Yeah, I think any kind of documentation that's inside the product is usually quite beneficial, right? Once you have to leave to like get out and read up on some docs, then it's always a problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean the AI has been visited by spirit.
God,
The
I
AI.
just got tea delivered.
I think I've seen a ghost though for the first time.
I know, that's crazy. Yeah, it's because I'm in England, and I don't know. This is just where tea
It's
happens. I
mandatory
think.
tea. Yeah, it's mandatory.
You can't
I've
say
actually-
no. Also,
I've given up that, and now I'm teetotal. That's just a friendly little Christmas joke. We have these things called
I'll take
crackers. Yeah, we have these things called crackers, and on Christmas Day we pull them, and they snap open, and inside there's usually a joke that's terrible that says like, "Why did the penguin take a pickaxe to the party? Because it wanted to break the ice." Right? It's a joke like that. I just thought of that one actually. It's not bad. No, but so they're like deliberately bad jokes, I think, so that everybody's in on it and everyone sort of rolls their eyes. It's kind of tradition. So that was the teetotal was one of those.
yeah, no, sounds good. I'll let's write that one down. It's good.
Yeah, it can do.
Yeah.
I just remember it and use
Wrap
it.
it in a cracker.
It'll go well it'll go well. You don't have to put it in a cracker. Say it. If someone offers you tea and you don't want one, say no. Sorry, I'm teetotal. Especially in a German accent, because they'll probably just think that you think that's what that means.
Yes. I'm gonna summon my German accent. I'm trying to think what I'm excited about, because we keep getting a lot of requests still like continuously for things that are no longer just around core observability. So I guess like things that we refer to as observability adjacent. So a lot of things around how to monitor your business also. And so for that, we're trying to come up a bit with ways to integrate that into the core product, right? So a bit of business intelligence. So I think we'll spend a good amount of time on that next year. So that's what I'm excited about. But
A lot of people use Grafana already for business intelligence, of course, right? Anytime you're tracking costs or orders and things like this, it's kind of getting into that already. So it does feel like quite a natural fit that there might be specific things that you might need for whatever it is you're doing. I guess it's a lot of joins, is it? I think that's
well, yeah. I mean, if you squint, right, you have a UI with panels and charts and whatnot and tables, and you have data source connectors to sort of table-based databases. So you could all put this together, right? But I think what's missing is the sort of like the analytics playground in between, right? To like get the data joined together and work with columns. And so, so I think that's going to be an interesting area to look into.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you, Matt, now? Oh, go ahead, Carl.
I was just going to say that we force our internal like revenue team and everyone to use Grafana to render the data and look into the data. And we're going to have a talk at GrafanaCON in April about that, how we use Grafana at Grafana for BI purposes. So there's definitely changes and improvements in that area.
There was some good progress already. Like in the beginning, they were just furious, but now we built some panel-to-panel filtering and some better ad hoc filters, and now it sort of actually works for them, which is and they're no longer furious.
I think that's fury-driven development is a very real thing. I genuinely think like release early products that they do the thing, but it's not everything, and then people will tell you what else they need, and then that is a great way to drive roadmap. Frankly, you're really solving real problems in it.
I mean, we
do that.
Yeah, we do keep saying like dog fooding is one of our sort of core values, even if the dog food needs a lot of improvement in the beginning. Right. Yeah, but we're getting there, so they're a lot happier now.
Some people prefer drinking your own champagne as a phrase, but I don't know.
Yeah, what's more difficult to make, champagne or dog food? Yeah.
I don't know about the process about either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know enough. I wish I did. I mean, it can only be called champagne if it's from a very specific region in France. Yeah. I don't think that's the same for dog food. Otherwise, it's just sparkling dog food. No. I think you can make dog food anywhere. But I know that in the EU, it has to be human edible in order to be sold. So you can eat it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But we're in Britain, right? So anything
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, you can use it anyway.
Okay.
Matt.
Yeah, I, I'm. I think. Well, we are speaking a little bit also on GrafanaCON, so I will just share my screen so the audience can know. The GrafanaCON is coming next year in 2026 in Barcelona around the month
Oh
of April.
yes.
And yeah, we will love all the participants to apply to our CFP. The CFP is open. And what you can do is that just click on this link, become a speaker, and fill out this form. Select the topic of your choice. You can do a 10-minute lightning talk or like a 25-minute of main talk. Submit something which you are doing very cool for your Grafana daily use case, or something, maybe your lab project, which is something fun and interesting. We will love any kind of those things as well. And I'm also helping some speakers. We have a team on our Grafana community Slack, so you can join the Grafana community Slack to get some more ideas, tips, and suggestions, feedback. So do that. You have time now. It's a holiday season. If you are getting bored and you're thinking like, where should I go next year to speak? Then GrafanaCon is the right place to do that. Yeah.
Amazing.
We
Yeah.
just added a new session type as well, which is called Science Fair. So if you have a cool way of like a cool way where you use Grafana to track, I don't know, like cars or tennis balls or golf. Like if you do have your own golf simulator that you built with UI setup and you use Grafana to track that. There's a session category where you can apply for demoing that at GrafanaCon. We're gonna have a lot of these weird and wonderful use cases of Grafana that we want to show to people, and not just like for talking, but actually showing. So last year, our CTO Tom had one of his car tunnels at the conference, where like you could see the aerodynamic how do you say it? Like smoke
That's
flying
smoke.
through the car, so you can see the aerodynamic of the car. So yeah, there's a lot of these fun places or fun ideas for how to show Grafana in action.
Yeah, and don't feel like what I've got to say isn't very interesting. A lot of people I talk to make that mistake, and I dig in, and then it turns out they've solved something that's either very different that you've never really heard of, or it's something that actually everyone needs to solve, and there's a big chunk of people that haven't figured it out yet. So it's worth applying, and then I know the team do a great job of selecting talks as well. So that the program you get on the day is just like, yeah, they're like fantastic. So it's one of my favorite conferences.
Yeah, for me as well. I was there last year, and I had a really great time to meet not only just graphanistas, but also the some amazing people from community who I never like only doing chat or just on GitHub. But yeah, it's a fun place and a lot of exciting things happen. Plus, I also want to highlight about the Golden Growth Awards. We have this category as well. So basically, it means if you have a dashboard which you feel like, hey, this is really useful and it has all the right values, you can apply to this category as well. And we will have a like a selection of like top one of the top picks from the dashboard category, and if you are lucky, you can win this award as well. So last year we have two winners because I think we do in two categories, right? I forgot the name, but I remember we have two categories. Does anyone know the name of those categories?
I know a ChatGPT that might. I just don't type fast enough. But yeah, that is very fun, and they win them for like you can win them for like the best dashboard, personal dashboard, and professional dashboard. Is it that?
Yeah,
Usman?
correct. Yeah, I should have also
Okay.
clicked. See, Matt. Sometimes we
Because
rely
just need
too
to
much on
scroll.
AI. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, AI does all my scrolling for me now.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I am still like never been in this category as a panelist, but this is a really fun category because the dashboards are really like sometimes feels out of this world, or sometimes it feels like, hey, this is what I should have made. So definitely try out this category as well if you're interested, or you can do the talks as well. And obviously, if you are there, you can not only just present your talk, but also meet us, attend the other sessions. As Carl said, there's a science lab again. We are planning for next year as well. So that will be also pretty cool.
Yeah. Are the panelists people that judge it, or the people that put the panels on the dashboard? And by the way, yeah, the two categories are personal dashboard and professional dashboard, not what I thought originally, professional dashboard and unprofessional dashboard. That's different. We don't have a category for that yet.
I would like actually that category. I have a lot of unprofessional dashboard which are still used as professional ways, so that can fit.
Let's do it. Yeah, but it is a fun conference. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
we do have fun as well. Yeah.
Nice. Do we have anything else which we want to discuss, or just say something random?
Hold on. I think Matt hasn't talked about his future. I mean, he sort of has throughout this call.
Yeah. I mean, I am so focused on Assistant. I'm just going to be boring about that. But I don't know if this is announced or not. But maybe we'll leak something, which is that we are going to put Assistant. We're going to make it available in Grafana open source. It'll still be running in cloud. It'll still be a cloud feature, but available everywhere. Because particularly like if you're new to Grafana and you need to learn new concepts, or if you're coming from a different observability platform, or creating your own hobby projects like as part of the science fair talks, having an assistant there to help you do that is just so useful. Because the LLM, like, it's such a good use case for it. Not only has it got good instincts for Grafana because of all the open source stuff, but you think about, like, you've got your telemetry data, and then it's queries to access that, and then it's just the LLMs can generate those queries through natural language, and then as well, because they're agentic, they can follow up from things they see. So as it allows them to investigate things. And we've added tools so that you can do dashboarding. So you can ask it to just create me a dashboard that shows the top 5 most important things for monitoring Kafka. And you get like a sensible default, because like it knows based on what it's learned in the community what things you should care about when it comes to Kafka. And of course, it doesn't get everything perfect. So that's why you can just keep chatting with it, just iterate with it, and you still stay in control. So yeah, I think we've seen, it's been very helpful. We're thrilled with how many people have told us that it's really helped them do their jobs and do their jobs more quickly, as well as like new people using it that could only really use dashboards before, because obviously everyone can look at a dashboard, it makes sense, but beyond that, they weren't going to go and edit queries, they weren't running their own queries to look at the data slightly differently. But now they can. You can ask those questions, and the LLM will generate the queries for you and render them. So yeah, I do think it's like one of the use cases of LLMs that I think really fits nicely. And the future for next year, because we have investigations, which is where we swarm all the agents over telemetry to kind of try and debug things, and find issues that it might notice. And they all run concurrently, and they also are agentic, each one. So like that as a capability, and like different ways to do that. You can do like a quick shallow pass at things. What can we learn every time we run that? There are things that we learn, and how do we then have a memory, inside your instance? How do we then have that memory so that next time it's much faster? All these kinds of things. I think that's going to be next year is going to be very different for observability when it comes to interacting with it, accessing it, and automating things that are otherwise toil. And the idea is it frees you up so that you have more time then to think about what's next. And that's where I feel like we're going to start to see the advantage. So I'm excited about that.
I think this is definitely a very big news, because I already got asked in some community forums by users, like, if the Grafana assistants can be also available in the open source part. But now you announce it as a leak.
It's a leak. It's not an announcement.
Yeah.
So it's just for people who watch this. It's exclusive.
Yeah. Cool.
I just use it to search, like whenever I'm looking for a dashboard. But I noticed I was just using it today. If the normal dashboard search comes back empty, you now have a button to just click, and then it makes the assistant go. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're going to see more and more of that, I think, but we're not crowbarring it in. And we also quite late to the game here because we didn't want to ship AI for the sake of it. So we really, really, really waited until there was something that was special. And I think like that, having that high standard, I think is important because there is so much AI slop and there's so much hype that I can see why people are just like, okay, you just figure it out and let me know when something works. And that's, I think, what we're saying is this is actually useful AI. That's our motto. Yeah. But it is good.
When was the last time you used a real crowbar?
A real crowbar. I don't think I've ever used an actual crowbar.
Me never, actually.
Monkey Island, maybe. I played Monkey Island back as a kid. I think at one point he uses a crowbar. Do you have a crowbar? Does anyone have a crowbar?
I think I might have one. Yeah.
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 Have you used it then?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. You use it to get nails out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other side of a hammer does that, I suppose, as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Takes more
sometimes
time.
you need a bigger hammer.
Yeah.
A tradesman came to our flat and he's like, "Oh, sorry, my hammer's in the car. Can I borrow your hammer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure you can. Here you go." And he said, "I've never seen a hammer in such good condition." Like, he said, even when they're brand new from the shop, they're not like they haven't been looked after this well. I just never used it. Never used it. Not very handy around the house.
But it is always good to keep at least one hammer.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
never
you
know.
don't need to use it.
True, you can just keep it and look at it on the shelf.
Yeah.
It looks nice. You look handy. Makes you look more butch, which I need. So, yeah, just a hammer on the shelf. I'm like, what that? It's just my hammer. Yeah, I'll do that. But you never know. You're right. You never know when you need it, Usman. Although be careful Christmas Eve because remember, if Santa comes down the chimney, leave the hammer on the mantelpiece. It's just Santa.
Yeah. Or I can replace the hammer with a different hammer, like a Thor hammer. So like, hey, that's my hammer. It has
you go.
magical powers as well.
That's that. Well, if I had a Thor hammer, I would have that on the wall. Yeah, for sure. If I had like a real one, like from Thor,
Ooh.
then yeah,
Oh,
I'd definitely
yeah.
have that on the wall. Yeah.
For that,
So Carl,
yeah.
oh sorry.
Sorry. No, I was just saying like for real one we have to make some calls or maybe pitch Grafana that person in a way like he says yes, get my hammer.
Get my hammer. Fetch the hammer.
Yeah.
No, but it's not. I don't. No matter how much we try and get hammers to take off as a thing, Usman, I don't think we're doing it. I just think the hammer and nails it. So, but Carl, in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, he's visited by the three ghosts. They scare him because they show him like you weren't very nice, penny pincher. In the past, you lost a love. In fact, not you, Carl, but the Scrooge. You lost a love, so they take him back and remind him of that. It's Christmas past. Christmas present is talking about generosity and things and shows times when he's not doing that and the impact of that. Bob Cratchit, Tiny Tim's not doing great, I'll tell you that. And then in the Christmas future, Death takes him and just points and just like, there's your grave, mate. And look, no one comes to your funeral, or if they do, they're only coming to try and steal the coins off your eyes. So a very tragic demise for old Scrooge. He sees that vision. When he then wakes up, it's Christmas morning. He's not sure if it's a dream or not. But I don't believe in ghosts. But those spirits scared him, and then he was a changed man. So he took a big turkey. He's like, "Hey boy, get me that turkey." Yeah, that one. Take it to Tiny Tim's house. I don't know where he lives. Tiny Tim, who's that? Yeah, you can't just say that because loads of people in London, even at that time, the population was massive. But in the book, it was like, yeah, sure, they go around and everything's good. So it was redeemed. Carl, you've been grumpy. You're forced finance people to use your tech that's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about forcing all the schema on everyone when they don't get a choice about whether it's a ball or a string. You just have to insist. So that's your evil. Are you redeemed? Is there something, changed? You have to now be changed for this to work.
Oh, tricky question. Do I feel redeemed? Am I redeemed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we want to focus more on making it easier to build on top of Grafana. I think that's my answer. I think that's the answer here from my view. Yeah.
That's it. That's the equivalent of helping Tiny Tim with his medical bills and paying Bob Cratchit's mortgage. Helping people do that. So there we go. It's a happy ending. God bless us, everyone.
Yeah. So I think that's.
That's
yeah,
a bit
we
of
had a very long pause. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. They're my favourite bits after I've talked. The long pauses.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
No, I think we had a really great episode also today. So yeah, thank you everyone. I again want to thank you the whole Grafana community, or we actually want to thank you the whole Grafana community, and also I personally want to thank all these three individuals here because we really had a really exciting year again in 2025, and obviously 2026 will be much better, more exciting than this one. Grafana, we are always creating and making something new, improving something, and making for the community. So enjoy your holidays. Be safe. Drink and eat a lot. Enjoy the time with your friends and family. And we will see you in the next year. Till then, take care. Bye bye.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.